Wouldn't it be nice if you could manage all of your AWS infrastructure with code instead of having to click all those buttons in the web console? In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up the AWS CLI so that you can start managing your cloud infrastructure using code. So the first thing we need to do is actually install the CLI, and there's instructions on this webpage. I'll leave links in the description to everything, but just follow the guide for your operating system. For me, it would be Mac, just to get this CLI installed on your laptop. For me, it was just 2 lines of code here, and then I was done. And then once you have that set up, you should, in your command line, be able to type in AWS version and see which version of the CLI you're actually using. So now we want to use the AWS CLI to create infrastructure, and something easy that we could potentially do is use the AWS CLI to create a S3 bucket. So I'm going to Google this, and we can see that AWS has a bunch of documentation on this stuff, but the documentation isn't always the best and can be a little bit difficult to navigate. So for example, the first Google search actually sent me to version 1, but I actually want version 2. And I know that this isn't even the command I actually want. So I would recommend that when you're looking for examples on how to use the CLI, you're probably better off using other people's blog posts and resorting back to the AWS documentation when you absolutely need to. So I have a couple of posts, and again, I'll leave links in the descriptions to these things. But to create a bucket, it's really simple. You just type in AWS S3 MB for make bucket, followed by the bucket name. So something like this is all you would need to do to create an S3 bucket using the AWS CLI. So you never need to log in to the web console. You don't need to click all those buttons. You can just start configuring infrastructure here. And at the bottom of this post, I actually have a script that would set up a S3 bucket as a website and upload all the code to that bucket. And I use these kind of scripts a lot when I just want to set up a quick website because I don't want to have to go through and click all those buttons, which is really nice. But if I run this now, there's a couple things wrong. First of all, your bucket name is probably not unique, it's probably taken, but it's going to say that it's unable to locate credentials. And this is because it doesn't know how to access my AWS account. So when I access my account, I log in with my IAM user, my password, but my laptop is now trying to access my AWS account, my home computer. So my computer isn't logged into my AWS account. It isn't authorized to do anything. So we need to log my laptop in to the AWS account so that it can manage all the infrastructure. And to do this, we first need to go into the AWS console and set up a new user that will be my laptop. So the first thing we're going to do is navigate to IAM for Identity and Access Management. And you don't need to create a new user for each thing that accesses your infrastructure, but it's definitely a good practice to do. Because if you create individual users, like I'm logged in as an IAM user, my laptop will be a different user, and if I have 2 laptops, I'll just create new users for all of them. Because IAM users are free, like you can create as many as you want, but if one of my laptops were to be compromised or one of my accounts was compromised, I could just come into the console and delete that user or restrict access or something. So it's really nice to create a new IAM user for each thing accessing your account. So I'm going to click on users in the left column here to create a new user. Here I can see the current users, there's just me. This is how I access my account. And I'm going to add a new user. And this is going to be for my laptop. So I'm going to name it appropriately, Sam's Mac. There we go. That's good enough. And we want this user to have an access key, programmatic access, not a password. We're not going to hard code a password into my laptop. We're going to use a secret key and an access key ID. So I'm just going to check this box here and go to next permissions. And here it kind of depends on what the purpose of this user is. I know that I am going to use this myself and I want admin access to everything. I want my laptop to be able to do absolutely anything that I can do. So I'm going to click attach existing policies directly here and give my laptop administrator access over everything in AWS. And then I'm going to click on next. I don't need any tags. I can review this. And I'm going to create this user. So I now have a user that has complete admin access to my entire AWS account. And it's programmatic access. So I get this access key and this secret access key. So what we need to do is put this into my laptop so it can access my account. So I'm going to copy the access key and I'm going to go back over to my terminal window and I'm going to type in AWS configure. because this is the command that will allow us to update or add in any AWS credentials. So I'll hit enter here, and the first thing it asks for is an AWS access key ID, and that's the thing that I just copied. That's that. So I'm going to hit enter here, and then it asks for the secret access key. So I go back here, and I think you can only view this once, so make sure you set this all up in one go, but you can show the secret access key, copy that, go back over into terminal and paste that in. And this is basically the username and password. So my laptop now has access to my AWS account. We can specify a default region. I'm in Canada, so I just have CA Central set up. Output format, I don't really care, so I'm gonna leave that as the default. And that's it. I should now have access to my AWS account. So before I do anything else, I'm just gonna navigate over to S3 in the console. So we can see that there's nothing set up there. I have a few buckets, but we're gonna create a brand new one. I don't know what name I'm gonna use. I need a unique name. But using that command from before, let's do S3 some random bucket name for a demo. That should be unique. And all I have to do is run a command like this from my terminal now on my laptop, and it should just create that bucket for me. So if I go back into the web console here and refresh, I can see that using that script, I set up that new bucket. And this is kind of a basic one because all I would have to do really is click this button and then click a few more buttons to get that done. But it is still quicker, it is still more efficient. And this is a really, really basic example. So for more advanced examples, like I said, if I want to set up a website, I have a single bash script that will do that all for me. And on my site, I have other articles on how to do more advanced stuff. So let's check out the AWS ones. I have a bash script on this page that would actually set up a VPC and multiple EC2 instances and subnets and things. It's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more messy, but you can do that all with code rather than clicking those buttons, and then you can recreate what you've built over and over again. But once you get into a place like this, you'll actually want to use more advanced tools like Terraform and Packer or the AWS CDK. And in order to use those, you always start by setting up the AWS CLI first so you can get those credentials in. Once you've set up the CLI, once you've got everything working, you've played around with it for a bit, I suggest you check out some of my other videos on Terraform and Packer and really start embracing infrastructure as code a little bit more.